So my man, Mr. Q Comics, has sent me an awesome A-OK. He has sent me a stack of books that I think is pretty darn awesome. Some of which are going to stay in my personal collection. Some of them will be coming your way. If you want to see, stay tuned to the video. Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, I am going to unbox, well, they've already been unboxed, so maybe we'll just do a haul. This is a haul, an awesome A-OK from a subscriber of the channel by the name of Mr. Q. I have said it, and I will continue to say it, I have some of the best subscribers out there on all of YouTube. You guys honestly take care of me, and I really do appreciate it. And what I'm going to be showing you is a big stack of books that Mr. Q sent over to me. I'm going to keep some of these in the personal collection, but many of these books will be passed forward in the terms of an A-OK out to someone. They may be incorporated into trivia night. They may be dropped into mystery boxes. I honestly don't know, but I can tell you for a fact that a lot of these books will not stay in my possession. But Mr. Q, if you are watching this, brother, and I know that you are because you watch all the videos, I want to say thank you for sending this over to me. I absolutely appreciate you. So with that, let's take a look at these cool books that he sent over. The first book is one that I have honestly been challenged to find in the wilds. And what happened is two people have actually sent it to me in the last 2 days. But that is neither here nor there because I am thankful for each one of the people that sent this to me. One of the books will stay with me. The other one will make its way back into the comic book community. The book that I'm talking about, Amazing Spider-Man 256. I don't know what it is about this book, but I could not find it in the wild, and now I have it. Definitely a cool book featuring the Puma. That's a newsstand, which I think is really cool. Next up, Uncanny X-Men 265 featuring Baby Storm. I don't know if she's not really a baby, more of like maybe an adolescent Storm. Definitely a cool book here. She's at the mercy of the Hounds. I have not read this one, and I do not think I have this in my collection, so this might be one that actually stays with me. Next up, this is part of Kraven's The Last Hunt. There's actually two of the Kraven's The Last Hunt here in that 6-part story arc, which if you have not read, you definitely want to read it. This is Spectacular Spider-Man number 131. This is part 3 of Kraven's The Last Hunt. The next one is Spectacular Spider-Man number 132, and this is part 6. So part 3 was Descending, and this is Ascending. Definitely some cool books. If you haven't read it, you definitely want to check it out. Next up, Mr. Q says this is a cool book. I have seen or heard of this title, but I've never read it before, so I may have to keep this one and read it myself. This is Johnny Quest number 5. Definitely a cool cover right there. Definitely a cool cover. I dig that. Yeah, that's dope. Vampirella. I don't own any Vampirella. This is a Mike Mayhew cover. This one is in excellent shape. Yeah, we're gonna set that one off to the side. Next up, Amazing Spider-Man 671 featuring some Mary Jane Watson. That is a nice cover right there. We're gonna set that one off back there. Next book is Venom Annual number 1. Gorgeous cover right there. Definitely dig that one. I may have a couple of copies of this already, but definitely a cool cover to see. The next couple of books are actually in some protective sleeves that I've never seen before. I'm actually waiting for Mr. Q to respond back to me to let me know what these things are all about, because I honestly don't know. But these things are some kind of storage sleeve that maybe you guys have seen these before. APSSC Comic Supplies. And it's 3 rigid sleeves and 1 free comic. This one is Heroes for Hope X-Men number 1. And again, I think I have 1 or 2 copies of this already, but it's in this awesome protective sleeve. So hopefully he replies back and lets me know what these sleeves are all about, because I've honestly never seen these before, but they're definitely interesting. This is Uncanny X-Men number 280 in this protective sleeve. So part of what I need to figure out is, do I break it out of the protective sleeve? Do I send it to the next person in the sleeve? I need some details on that. Here is Spectacular Spider-Man number 155 featuring Tombstone, putting the smackdown on Spider-Man. Next up, this is a nice George Perez right here. This is Action Comics number 643. And I can tell you for a fact that I do not own many Superman comics at all. I may own 5. And those have probably all been things that have been given to me. I'm going to go on a limb and say that that's probably true. So I don't know much about this book at all, but I'm definitely going to look into it. Next up, this is a book that I do have a couple of copies of. Amazing Spider-Man number 292. Definitely a cool book there. And on the back, The Wedding of the Year. Definitely a cool book. I think this is the annual. Yeah. The Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 21. There's 2 covers of this, one featuring Peter Parker and a suit, and one featuring Spider-Man in his costume. Next up, Web of Spider-Man number 56 featuring the Rocket Racer. Definitely a cool book right there. And then we have Web of Spider-Man number 28 right here. Then just regular Spider-Man number 12. Some Todd McFarlane action right there. So huge shout out to Mr. Q Comics for hooking me up with that amazing A-OK. But before I let you guys go, I actually want to show you another package. Well, I should say another couple of books that arrived today. These are books that I actually ordered. One of them, I want to say, or a couple of them were actually a gift from the shop that I ordered from. I've developed a good relationship, I think, with the owner of this virtual comic shop, and he decided to send me a couple of extra things, and I'm very appreciative of that. I'm going to tell you, I'm in the middle of reading this book right now, and this book so far is pretty darn awesome, but the covers are just amazing. Amazing artwork. Oh man, I think Williams is the artist of this. This is Silver Surfer Black number 1. This is the trade dress version. And I'm looking here on the back. This is number 373 of 600 copies. This is a really cool piece with the trade dress. But here's the thing. This version does not compare to that right there. That is gorgeous. That is it. As soon as I saw this online, I was like, I've got to get this book. I have to get this book. But when I took it out of the package and actually could see it, goodness gracious, this thing is slick. This is number 348 of 400 copies. This is a slick cover. I definitely dig this one. These are probably going to CGC. I'm going to just tell you that right now. I am really torn though. I'm torn between that cover and this cover right here. This one is slick. Silver Surfer Black. This is the variant. I think this one is really slick because it has the reflection of the Fantastic Four in the surfboard. I just think that that's really cool. I think that's a nice touch. So much so that I grabbed 2 copies of it. So definitely a cool book right there. And then there's also the blank variant of this book. And then the very last one that is in here is another variant. I don't know who the artist is on this one, but this is also Silver Surfer Black. I've actually, you guys know this, I have been trying to resist the temptation of variant covers, and I've done incredibly well. Over 8 months or so, I've done incredibly well staying away from variants. But I saw the artwork for this one, and I had to have it because these are just really, really cool. This might be Mike Zeck. I want to say that this is Mike Zeck. I'm certain that you guys will correct me on that. But that's, as I'm staring at it, I think that is who did that one. But my point is, these variants are awesome. But the story, again, halfway through, absolutely enjoying it. If you haven't read it, you might want to check it out. But I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Again, huge shout out to Mr. Q Comics for hooking me up with this AOK. Huge shout out to IG Comic Store for sending me over what could probably be a nice stack of 9.8s. These guys do a really good job of hand selecting comics that they send out to customers. I've never received a book from these guys that was like damaged. And so they do a really good job of picking through all of the inventory and only sending out the best of the best. So huge shout out to IG Comic Store for hooking me up. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. And certainly if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so at Regie Collects on Instagram and regiecollects@gmail.com. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I definitely want to encourage you to do so that you can stay abreast of all the content that I release on a weekly basis. Take care.